Greetings, Jelly Spoons, and welcome back to another episode of Monday Madness. Today, I am going to be playing a game that I have titled Guessing Genshin, with its host, me, Morcus Noise, and its only contestant, me, Morcus Noise. You may have heard of a game called Genshin Impact. Well, I have heard of it too, and I know very little about it other than it looks gorgeous. I could quite literally watch people wander around that scenery for absolutely hours. And because I know literally nothing about it, I thought it would be quite fun to look at the character art of all the characters that you can play in Genshin Impact, and I am going to guess their names and give them a backstory. I apologise to anyone and everyone who plays Genshin Impact. I've attempted to dress vaguely character-esque today. I have got my, well, this is my sword. I am now a Genshin Impact character. Would you play as me? No, probably not. Alright, let's get on and look at some characters. First off, if you would like to support me in my chaotic journey, you can support me in a myriad of different ways. Number one, you can buy commissions from me. I do personalised in-character messages from Mollymauk tea leaf, Lucien the Nonagon, Kingsley tea leaf on the high seas, Peter Pan straight from the Neverland, and a Shakespearean soliloquy could be written all for your very own by Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream. These commissions can be found on my Ko-fi page. For you, for somebody else, I do a lot of birthday parties. If you'd like a message from any other character that I cosplay, just hit me up and let me know and we can sort that one out. So commissions are now open on my Ko-fi page. You can also chuck me support as and when you would like to on my Ko-fi as well, or you can join us monthly on my Patreon page. Now, as you may not know, this year I am doing a 1-year movie challenge where I'm going to make a Neverland movie all about my favourite subject, Peter Pan. And in this movie, I am going to be creating little creatures to inhabit the world. If you support me on Ko-fi or on Patreon this year, then you can have a little character designed after you. You can tell me what hair colour you'd like, what eye colour, what style you'd like to give them, that kind of thing. So if you'd like a personalised fairy, gnome, bird, little character that is designed after you, then hit me up on my Ko-fi or my Patreon. Alright, on with the video. Alright, the first picture is 2 people, so I'm going to assume that this is either the main character. Is there a main character in Genshin Impact? Alright, I'll start with the one on the left, the one in the sort of browns with the shorter haircut, unless there's a... Oh no, wait, that is a braid that goes down the back. Good God, this is impossible. The one in the brown, I'm gonna name them Edam. Sounds like a cheese. Is that cheese? I'm vegan, I don't remember what cheeses are called anymore. Fuck it, your cheese. Welcome, Cheese It. Because they run very fast. Alright, their name is Edam and their nickname is Cheese It because they run really, really fast and then stab people with the pointy end of their sword. The alternate character, sticking with the cheese theme, this is BREE. Alright, Edam and BREE. BREE likes to wear floaty colours like light blue and white and has also got a stabby sword. Alright, so Edam likes to run at people on the ground really fast and stab them and run away. Alright, meanwhile, BREE likes to flutter down from the heavens. She can't fly, she can sort of like float. If any of you have ever played the American McGee Alice game where she sort of like jumps and her skirt like poofs up and you can sort of float around, that's what I'm imagining this BREE person doing. Oh, she's got pretty flowers in her hair as well, she's pretty cute. All the characters in Genshin Impact are absolutely beautiful. They are stunning characters. Alright, so yeah, BREE likes to descend from the heavens. She sort of floats around and then stabs and then floats away again like a terrible cheesy cloud of murder. Picture number 2. Well, I'm pansexual. It's like Little Red Riding Hood, the steampunk bunny. What the fuck is in that pouch? It's like the weirdest shape ever. It needs like a steampunk name. ABNEY. Like the steampunk band ABNEY Park. Very good band, check them out. Alright, so ABNEY. I am not doing surnames because I cannot be bothered. This is ABNEY, and this character can communicate with animals, particularly larger animals like bears and wolves, that kind of thing. And a lot of them have become friends. So this character wears goggles because they're actually allowed to ride on the backs of some of the bears and some of the larger wolves as well. Alright, moving on. This character looks like a friggin' delight. Oh my God. I just want to call him Cutie. What is that book? Ooh, I'm getting like magic vibes. This is BREE, and they are excitable and cute and fun, and they love bunny rabbits. But bunny rabbits always run away from them because they're just too excitable and they can't keep quiet enough to get close to bunny rabbits. BREE found this book in like an antique shop one time and just thought it looked really, really cool and it was glowing and stuff. So they bought this book, but they have absolutely not a clue what it does. And they're off on like an adventure across the world to try and find somebody who can help them unlock the magic of this book. They've got minimal bits of magic and a mysterious spellbook. So yeah, this is BREE, and they're just a delight. God damn! If my friend Kat does not adore this character, I will be very surprised. It's an eye patch. Oh my God, they're so cool. Are they a pirate? I don't want to be stereotypical, like eye patch doesn't always mean pirate. You can work in a bakery and have an eye patch. This is Larson. They have been trained since birth to be a warrior. I don't want to be stereotypical though, so I'm gonna lean away from the pirate. I'm fighting all my natural instincts that say pirate. They lost their eye the only time they have ever lost a fight. But yeah, Larson. Excellent. Oh my god, how adorable is this character? The little shorts and the little boots. This is Ali. Where is that strap going? Is it over the shirt? Is it under the shirt? Is that part of the shorts? Ali is adventurous and really friendly and outgoing, but doesn't like to hang around too long. They always like to be zip zap moving all around, and they are really good at befriending the smaller animals. Ali doesn't have weapons because they are a very nice person and they like to chat their way out of situations rather than fight, but if they do have to fight, then they have a whole army of small critters ready to jump to their defense, because have you ever been attacked by rats? It's terrifying. Ooh, this one's interesting. This is Reese. Straight off the bat, Reese. Why are you doing that? Are you like an airbender? Reese is always underestimated because they just look so passive and nice with the sort of blue eyes and the pastel blue hair, but actually, stone cold killer. This person, Reese, has killed and will kill again. Wow! Who the fuck are you? And I want to be your friend and have your entire outfit. You know what? I don't want to be your friend. I want to murder you and take your clothes and your life and your hair. Small reminder that I'm naturally ginger and did cosplay Bill Weasley with my natural hair. Getting Bill Weasley energy, but with the face of Charlie. So this person's name is Charlie. Man, I want that coat. God damn. You a pirate too? Just because you think someone looks cool, that doesn't mean they're automatically a pirate. But the pirates are the coolest. But there are pirates in Genshin Impact, I know, but you don't recognise them because you can't remember what they look like because you've never really seen them. I know, and there's one of the characters that I will recognise. I can't remember their name, but they are a pirate. And they have a brother, don't they? Maybe this is the brother? I don't know, I can't fucking remember. That's the whole point. All right, so have we decided, are they a pirate? I don't know. I'm going to compromise. This person has been a pirate. Their coat is made of treasure maps. And every time they solved, I guess, for lack of a better word, every time they solved a treasure map and found some buried treasure, they would stitch the map into their coat. And they've now got like 6 or 7 treasure maps on their coat. And they've got a little sort of fire pendant thing. And that is because they're friends with dragons. Sticking with the Charlie Weasley here. They left the life of piracy behind them because one day they went to find this treasure trove and instead they found a dragon guarding their treasure trove. And rather than fight the dragon, Charlie befriended the dragon and now spends most of their time basically hanging around, meeting dragons, fighting bad dragons, collecting more gold for this dragon's hoard. Fuck it, yeah, they now work for the dragon. They now work for the dragon, collecting more stuff. Not just gold, anything interesting for the dragon's hoard. Yeah, and I now want to be them, and that is going to be my next D&D character backstory. All right, next character. Oh, they're pretty. How's my friend Cat cosplay this one? Do I just think that because I've got a lot of black and purple? Maybe. The one Cat cosplayed had a hat. Should you have a hat? Do you have a hat? Tell me, do you have a hat in the game? You can't respond. This is NANCIE. Do they also have a fucking eye patch? That is it. I have it. NANCIE is a highly trained mage and has been using sort of combat magics since they were a small child. NANCIE is the person that Larson had a fight with many years ago and they both took each other's eye. Yeah. All right, next. Ooh, knight. Immediately, knight. This is Lancelot, okay? Massive fucking sword, love it, absolutely love it. Got a tailcoat on and everything, got a nice ponytail, because if you're fighting, you don't want your hair in your freaking face. I mean, that hair's gonna get in your face anyway, love, but never mind. They're quite a new knight, okay? Maybe they were brought up to be a scholar. Yes, they were brought up to be a scholar and were gonna go on to be a librarian, but like a really important librarian, like for a really big, really important library studying tomes of ancient history and things. They're really clever and really learned, but ancient history was just not what they wanted to do. They wanted to become a knight, and so they are now in training, and they have just passed their training. They've just got their massive sword, and they have now become a knight. This is him! This is the boy! This is my favourite boy! Yes! This is my favourite. This is the one I wish to be, except for I would like the outfit of both this one and Charlie, please. Confirm pirate. So I'm gonna go with that one. I do know that they are a pirate. Maybe they were on the same crew? I'll go with that, fuck it, they can be on the same crew. So Charlie used to be the captain on the ship, but then Charlie quit to go and work with the dragon, and so this guy became the new captain. And they need a name. Fuck. It's something like Khaleesi. Fuck. This is Ocean. See what I did there? Ocean. There's a bit of ill feeling between Ocean and Charlie as well, because Ocean and the rest of the crew felt very abandoned, which obviously they were, very rightly so by Charlie. So if they ever run into each other, there is very likely to be a scrap. So they collect blue stuff. They got like a blue bracelet and a blue earring and blue bits and pieces. So yeah, Ocean is the captain and gets first dibs on any blue items of treasure, regardless of their value. They're not in piracy just to get rich. They're in piracy because they love it. And yeah, they're obsessed with the color blue and will fight Charlie whenever they see them. All right, goodbye, my favorite. Let's go on to the next one. Cat Ears Peacock Feather Person. This is Dreamy, and they can actually fly. Wings that come out in the shape of sort of peacock feathers. Dreamy suits their name because they spend most of their time up in the clouds. They actually live up in the clouds, a bit like Rainbow Dash in My Little Pony. But if they do need to get into a scrap, then they do have the advantage because they've essentially got the high ground forever, really. It's over right again! Dreamy has the high ground! If you ever get Dreamy in a bad mood, Dreamy will dive bomb you. My god, who is this little cutie? Oh my god, I just want to squish it all face! Is that a keychain or a real thing? I'm gonna go with it's a real thing. Fuck it. This is Posty, and they are the postman. And with them is their little squeaky friend who is called Squeegee. Squeegee is very slow, and whenever Squeegee's on the ground, Squeegee is just a round sort of fluffy ball, so Squeegee just bounces. Badoosh, badoosh. So Squeegee actually moves very slowly. However, Posty moves very, very fast, like lightning fast, even faster than Edam with their sword, all right? So Posty runs, and Posty enjoys delivering the post because they don't just deliver the post to their local community. No. They are the post delivery person for like the entire west coast of wherever Genshin Impact is. So Posty with their best friend Squeegee, who is always attached to them because otherwise they'll get left behind. They deliver notes. So not just the post, but they also deliver very important messages between like kingdoms and stuff. So they spend most of their time dashing back and forth and just being very impressed with themselves and how fast they can run. And in their spare time, they like collecting mushrooms. Right, next up, this is the one that Cats cosplayed. Yes, all right, I take it back. Earlier one, you were not the one. You were not it. You were not the one person earlier. This is the one. And I should know your name because Cat literally said it yesterday. And I've already forgotten. Well, this is quite clearly a gardener. All right, this is a gardener. This is cottagecore lesbian vibes. Lives in a cottage deep in the woods, and the local children tell stories about the wood witch. Some of them are happy stories and some of them are scary stories, and all of them are true. This is Clarissa, okay? Clarissa is, in fact, a witch, but prefers to spend most of their time gardening. You do not want to go across them in a fight because they will stamp on you with their magical powers. So, yeah, all right. Next, oh, there's another one in the hat, marvelous. All right, this is the long distance cousin of Clarissa. All right, this is Melissa, also a witch, funnily enough. They are brilliant at magic. They've got like an even more impressive hat than Clarissa, so I reckon Melissa, top of the field, is working with like the heads of covens and stuff, and like maybe Melissa has their own coven. Yeah, Melissa has their own coven of other witches and mage users and stuff. And the magic that they use tends to be sort of darker magic. Some of it people find quite scary, so they don't tend to interact with many normal humans very much. They do tend to stick to themselves and their fellow witches. All right, this person's giving me radiant energy straight off the bat, so I'm going to call them Medea. Medea, the child of the sun. So this is the literal child of the sun. They have magical abilities which are all radiant light kind of things. Maybe they can heal people a little bit, but they can set things on fire. They've walked the earth for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. They've got into many battles, they've seen many wars, and they always try to fight on the side of good. This is a very, very good character, but they did one bad thing in the past. They did one bad thing that they deeply, deeply regret, but they can never change. Oh, look at them. This is another knight. Look at him. Look at all that armor. That armor's amazing. They've been a squire for a very long time. As soon as they were old enough to become a squire, they became a squire, and they served all the best knights in the kingdom or the realm or the country or wherever the fuck Genshin Impact is. And they worked their way up, and eventually they got trained, and they are now a knight. They've been a knight for a few years. That's why they've got sort of better armor than the other person. They've got the really fancy shoulder piece and all this crap and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Their name is Rose because they have roses all over them. What do you have? They've got a chain. What's that around them? Rose does not fight with a sword. Rose fights with a chain whip. Think Ezra from Covenant or Trevor from Castlevania. Ah, who are you? I'm getting like really small energy from this one. This kid is, this is a literal child of the stars, and their name is Libra. Their manners and their social skills are absolutely lacking, but they are so adorable it completely makes up for it, and they're here to spread peace and joy. So little Libra, Yeah, there you go. Whoa, that braid is really friggin' long. It's like all the way, bloody hell. This is Lily. They've got like baubles and stuff. Are they floating? Are they part of the outfit? Or are they like magic baubles? That one is either supposed to be attached to the bottom of that, but there's just, you can't, like, I can't see fabric attaching it. The cosplayer in me is like, how does this attach? How does this work? And they were born, someone, like a fairy godmother, gave the baby Lily 2 enchanted magical crystal balls. And so this is where Lily gets their magic from. Whenever Lily casts a spell, it comes from these magical balls which sort of create a glow. If they are in any sort of fight or any sort of peril or trouble or feeling particularly excited or happy, if they're feeling a very strong emotion or if they're in any sense of danger, then the magic will come out of both crystals and it will shoot in a big round arc, okay, all the way around Lily as a sort of protection thing. Lily is very good at sort of like defense and shielding all the people that Lily loves and stuff. So yeah, got 2 magical floating balls which fly around them, and shield magic. On to the next. Oh, this one's actually posing as well, very cool. All right, and you've got feathers, so I'm gonna guess you can fly. I'm gonna make the assumption here, I'm gonna assume, rightly or wrongly, that you can fly. I'm loving the green as well. I'm getting like ranger vibes. You know what? I can make this lore whatever I want. This is the canonical child of the elf Arwen and Aragorn from the Lord of the Rings. All right, this is their child, and this is Namwe. All right, bit like Nimue, but it's Namwe, all right? This is Namwe, the child of Aragorn and Arwen. They're part elf, so their life expectancy is going to be very, very long, over a few hundred years, and they are actually working with the Child of the Sun right now. They are working with Medea. Namwe ended up in the wilderness through a series of mishaps that happened somewhere after the events of the Lord of the Rings and was found by Medea, the Child of the Sun, who then raised them, took them under their wing, literally, and this meant that Namwe grew up and had wings and can now fly and was gifted many gifts and stuff by the Child of the Sun, Medea, and they travel around together kicking ass. All right, who's next? This is Lancelot's younger sibling, who for a very long time desperately wanted to follow Lancelot's footsteps and actually change their whole life around and become a knight as well. And they've got some of Lancelot's old boots, which is why they're a bit too big for them. They're actually a little bit afraid of combat. They really don't like confrontation at all. And it was that made them eventually come to a really good discovery for themselves. This person actually then went, you know what, I don't need to be just like my older sibling Lancelot. I can be my own person. And that was the first time they really felt confidence in themselves. They still wear Lancelot's boots though, because they're growing into them and they are really kick-ass boots. They may be a little bit big, but they are very, very cute boots. And they now work in an apothecary brewing potions by the looks of it. They've got a little potion in their hand. They've got a cool blue stone as well. Ooh, don't let Ocean see that. He'll have it. This is a natural born alchemist and they need a name. And their name is SMARTIE. Yep, that's the name. Let's moving on. This is like a cousin of Ocean. This is Ocean's much younger cousin. They grew up hearing many, many stories about their older cousin, Ocean, and their life on the piracy and how they then became a captain and stuff. And they thought that sounded really, really cool, but they don't want to go on the ocean. They don't want to be a pirate, so they travel the land instead. They keep the history alive. It's like a moving history. So they sing songs and write ballads about things that are going on up in the north, and then they travel south and then they sing these songs and perform them so everyone down south gets to learn about the north, and then they go back up and they keep traveling around. So they're sharing the joy of learning what's going on around the countries by singing on their wonderful harp, and they need a name. Bollocks. Blossom. Next. All right, this person is fucking cool immediately. This is Mitch. They got trained in not only how to fight, but it was mostly defense. They got taught how to defend themselves, defend other people. It was like an army of defenders, but they also got taught how to sort of dance with them. It was like performative as well. And that's how the academy kept getting money, because they weren't paid to be the defenders of the realm or anything. They were paid to entertain people. They like put on shows and they went to royal courts and stuff. And so all these amazingly well-trained students would go on and they would put on all these amazing shows, and people would get drawn in by the fact that, oh wow, look at the acrobatics and the dancing, but actually it was all a form of like training them to be really, really kick-ass warriors and stuff. Mitch, fucking awesome, love him. Next character, wow. So immediately I'm thinking warlock, okay? Very deeply entrenched with their Patreon, and their Patreon very painfully inked this tattoo right down their arm when they first signed up and agreed to join them. They were a criminal most of their life. Like as a kid, they grew up on the streets, they had to forage for food, they learned that stealing was the only way to do that, and they got in with a bad crowd of people and eventually like had to flee from various different places because they just got into so much trouble. And then at one point they got into so much trouble that they couldn't get out of it. Like maybe they had a death sentence on them, maybe they were thrown in prison, maybe they were wanted for something really, really bad. And then this deity, patron, person came to them somehow in a vision or a big black cloud of smoke And they appeared and they said, well, if you agree to pledge yourself to me, then I'll give you all these amazing powers and abilities and you'll be able to, you know, defeat your foes and get yourself out of this situation. And immediately, without really pausing to think about what that could mean, this person agreed. So they are in a interesting relationship with their patron. It is, yeah, it could go well, it could not, we'll find out. And their name is Zan. All right, next up we have, that is a costume that looks incredible. This is Harmony. They have a beautiful, beautiful voice. They can sing sort of like opera style soprano, but their real passion is ballet. And what they really always wanted to do was to become one of the dancers. Even just in the chorus, they really wanted to become a dancer. However, they were always in the limelight because they had such a beautiful singing voice. Next up, we have... Can you use magic as well? Is that what you're doing with your hand? I have magic. It's the sort of classic magic hand, isn't it? I'm getting paladin-y vibes from this character right now. This is one of the people who works with the knights but has never been formally trained as a knight and hasn't really got any interest in being an official knight of the realm because knights get sent off to war and knights have to go do battle, whereas this person is more of a paladin. They are there to fight as a defense and only if they have to, and to defend other people who can't defend themselves, but they're also to heal as well. And their name is KRISTOFF. Who the fuck are you? Cat ears, cat tail. So this is a kitty. All right, this is Lucien. I kind of want to call them Shampoo. This character does bite. They are a thief and nobody ever suspects them because they're just so cute and adorable and they can turn it on. They can do like the big Puss in Boots eyes. They're sort of like, They can do those eyes, and so they have never been caught or suspected of anything. So yeah, this is a thief called Lucien, and they are a cat person who absolutely loves stealing and robbing people blind and will never ever stop. Next up, we have... Red rope is important somehow. Have they got horns? A demon? I've got a demon, I've got a demon. Demon Impact. This is a part demon who is called Lucien. Like Lysander from Midsummer Night's Dream. They can never go back to the demon realm because the magic that they were born with is all about water. And in the demon realm they were born, it's all about fire and flames, and all those demons were born with, you know, flaming magic, and they have resistance to heat and stuff. All their magical abilities revolve around water. They can make tidal waves, they can make rivers rise and fall, they can create small little droplets of water, they can make it rain, they can also banish water and get rid of it, that kind of thing. They can sort of draw it up into their essence, so if there was a tidal wave coming, they could probably either control it out of the way, or they could absorb all of it and then use that tidal wave later to just smack down on somebody, so pretty cool. And Lucien is quite quiet, keeps to themselves quite a lot because they are so used to people not liking them for what they are that they just assume that everyone else will do the same thing. Man, those demons really did a number on them. Lucien needs therapy. That's what Lucien needs therapy. All right, who are you and why are you doing this? And they've got water all around them. This is the child of the moon and therefore can control the tide and the waters and things like that, and is often surrounded by darkness. So they like to wear very shiny sort of silvery outfits because it reminds them of the moon, their parent, but also because it means that you can see them in the dark, and they're quite used to being, you know, shrouded in darkness, and they don't want to disappear into it. They want to shine and show that the darkness isn't scary. You can be like a beacon of hope in the dark and stuff as well. So they're very sweet. They're very sweet, very attentive, very caring. Don't often get a chance to show it though because they're a little bit socially awkward. They're also ginger, which means that they are very cool. And their name is Turn. T-U-R-N-E. Their name is Turn. All right, next. Ah, cool. Jesus Christ. I love them already. They have a bass guitar. Sold. With an axe on the end of it. What the fuck is going on here? This person grew up in complete poverty and had to find ways out. They were fighting in scraps, in like fighting rings, in bars and stuff. And at one point they got into an argument with one of the musicians in the band at the bar and they knocked them out, and the rest of the band got really pissed off at them and they were like, look, we've got to go on and play our set, so you better come on and play in their place, kind of thing. And so they picked up this bass guitar and they started playing, and they actually found they had a really good natural ability with this bass guitar. So they gave up the pit fighting life and they started to play bass guitar in this band. So they then attached this like blade onto the bottom of the bass guitar so that they could be ready to fight at any point. And when they are in combat, they will smack you over the head with the bass guitar. They'll go pa-ting, and you'll get like axed across the face. Axe in your face. Name is TASHAA. I do not know why. TASHAA with the bass guitar. Who are you and why do I recognise your picture? I feel like I've seen a lot of people cosplay this one. Definitely seen people cosplaying this one. Bollocks. All right, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? This is the Grand Master who runs the academy where Mitch, I think I call them, where Mitch, the one with the big long staff who can sort of do the dancing acrobatics, where they trained. They became a prefect, they became head boy or girl, that kind of thing, whatever the equivalent of that would be in this kind of academy. And then they became like the head teacher's aide, and they stayed on in that school as like a job, and they carried on like training with these people. Occasionally they would go out to war and actually fight in battles and then come back. The previous head of the academy went off in war and fought alongside this person and actually died. This person probably held them in their arms and watched them die, and they are now taking over the academy, trying to keep their legacy and their memory alive. They're trying to do it all exactly right just for them. And this person's name is Faith. Faith is pretty broody, does not really talk to anyone outside of the academy, but they do have a hobby, which is photography. And they've got a little scrapbook full of all these pictures that they've taken of various different things, and they're not too bad actually, not too bad. And with that, we're at the end of this Genshin guessing game. So let me know down in the comments below, did I get any of them right? Was I anywhere near close, not just with the names, but with the backstories as well, or was I just completely missing the mark on every single one? And also, if you play Genshin Impact, who do you main? Is that the right way of saying it? I'm not 100% sure. Who do you main? Is that the right thing? Who's your main character? Yeah, right? All right, thank you very much, my wonderful jealous spoons, for watching. I will see you next week for another Monday Madness. And of course, if you decide to back me on Ko-fi or Patreon this year, 2022, I am making my Never Never fantasy movie, in which you could have a little fantasy creature of your very own based on the design that you give me for backing me on Ko-fi or on Patreon. Thank you, my wonderful jelly spoons. I will see you next week. Taddy bye for now. Goodbye. Where is that strap going? Where is that strap attached to? Is it over the shirt? Is it under the shirt? Is that part of the shorts? I love it, but what is it? I have those boots. I'm loving those tights. Damn, they are very cool. I'd hang out with them. Would buy them a pint. I have magic. Demon Impact. Oh, and has amazing shoes. I just saw those as well. Just saw the massive fucking sword. Jesus Christ, it's as big as me. I want one. How does this attach? How does this work? Axe in your face.